Hi, I'm Dr. Julin Teng, and this is the fourth video in which I walk you through photos that I've taken in Bruges in the summer of 2018. Last time we reached, I believe, this video. So let me just show you on Google Maps where that is. That would be actually taken at this corner from here, looking in this direction. And this up is north, so this is northwest. That's the direction. And here is going down this canal, and you can see the beautiful houses. I think the architecture is the best along this canal, around the center of Bruges. As you can see, very beautiful houses. I'm not entirely sure what this is for. Probably, I would guess, some type of school. And this is another view of this church. This church bell tower is, I think, probably not even in proportion, because the church is not very big. But this tower surely is. I think that would be this. Let me see. I think it's the church will be around here. No. Overshot. This is the church, and this is that tower. And the next few photos, I think, probably are in order. So along this canal, walking towards the southwest, towards that church. And here, this is, I think, the back of that church, part of it. And there are some small canals running through, or maybe it's the same canal. I think it's the same canal. It just becomes narrower around this area. And so that's this bridge. And this, I think, is maybe the living quarters, I think, of the church, and it looks very beautiful. There's this balcony over there. I think that is this one. Very nice, very nice. And this photo is taken along that main canal and you see this is a very thin house, quite interesting. I suspect that this will be the entrance. You come in here, you go upstairs, and you have your living quarters. I think probably because this house, which is facing the canal, is probably a little bit shallower, probably just up to here. So that's the other house. This thin house has a way to it has some stairs that can lead up to the first floor. This is another view of in the direction where we just started, from which we just started this today's video. And this is another view of the bell tower. I think it would be taken around this area, around no, maybe it's, let me see. Yeah, it's probably taken around here, along on the same bridge. So these photos are taken basically in around the same area. I don't know why these photos are not really ordered chronologically. For some reason, I made a mistake. So these photos are not scrambled somehow. But I think these photos, nevertheless, are closer together than they are apart. I mean, the ones that I'm covering now in this video. And this would be a shot at that tower that I mentioned. I think on the left, to the left of the frame would be the church, and to the right would be maybe it's the living quarters, or maybe it's actually a school. that is so basically that would be okay. That is the museum. That is a some house museum, Groot House Museum. I don't quite understand that the Flemish, but that's some museum. And this is another shot at it. It's just a very beautiful building overall, and specifically the bricks, and the white stone windows, the beautiful paint glasses. It's just very beautiful overall, very well preserved, and probably renovated as well. This is that little canal. I think this picture will be taken on the bridge, on the small bridge, and you can see some old houses here. This is probably the style that was quite prevalent when I would say 100 years ago, several hundred years ago, and it's quite interesting, quite nice. Obviously, these are not rich people's houses, but it's amazing that it's also so close to the church. So probably not houses by the owned by the poorest, right? So this will be a part of a statue in the park. I think in this park. So I would say this is the southeast of the city, and this will be a statue. I think is this one here. Quite interesting. Yeah, maybe it's Poseidon. I don't know. This is a very beautiful house. I remember this house from the previous time I went to Bruges. Which was not 2018. It was probably, I think 2015. Yeah, the previous time I went there was 2015, and I remember this house because it was all the other houses were built in a different style, whereas this one had a more medieval type of style. Whereas the other ones are just modern. So yeah, as you can see, there are a lot of very minute details on the woodwork. It's a very beautiful house. I think it was for sale. And that house will be this one. It's here next to the park. Very nice location, by the way. And this is along the main canal. I think probably, I'm not entirely sure exactly where this is. I think it will probably be taken here. Probably it's here, but I'm not entirely sure. It's probably here. Not entirely sure. This is again that park. And as you can see here, a lot of people around playing around here. So this is where it is. And this is the museum. The other side of that museum. Here, I think taken from the street. That's how it looks like. Quite nice building. I think they are doing some work, some renovation work there. Yeah, this one is very interesting. I don't exactly know what this house is for, but I think it will be here, if I think. Okay, I think it's this building here. Yeah, it's this building here. Very interesting. Archaeological Museum. All right, so that's Archaeological Museum. This is the other side of that building, and it's written here. Very beautiful building, good brickwork, good tiles, red tiles, just very clean, very beautiful, very colorful. This is another shot of the bell tower. Again, I think it's not really in proportion to the size of the church. They probably saved money building the church and spent all they could on the bell tower. And this is the courtyard of the museum, which will be, I think, here. It's here. This is I think next to the the other museum, and this is I think very ancient tower. This is some type of medieval tower. I think this building probably is not as old as the tower. A lot of times they probably just kept some parts of an old building and built something new around it. So that would be, I think, if I can find it on the map, it would be around. Can't find this. I can't actually find it. Okay, that's overshot. Sorry, that's here. This is where it is. This tower. Interesting. And this is another shot at of the Archaeological Museum, and the church on to the right. Here's another shot at basically the same compound, although here this is a different one. This is called the Sun Yawns Hospital. So this was a hospital, it appears, and this is probably the chapel here that's attached to the to the hospital, and now to the museum. And this is the inside, the courtyard of the Archaeological Museum. And this will be the back, the western facade of the hospital, Sun Yawns. Is it Sun Yawns? Yeah, Sun Yawns Hospital Museum. And this will be looking, I think, from, if I'm not mistaken, from this angle. No, actually from here, looking at the tower. So the angle is really very, it's really tilted very upwards quite a lot. And this is another view of the bell tower, again from the courtyard. I think probably taken, let me see, yeah, taken here. Taken here. Interesting. And this is another view. I think if I think again, these photos are all taken in around the same area. Maybe let's not jump back and forth, and maybe let's make some progress. And here to the right of this frame, this is that hospital, and this is the canal that's already made another turn. And you could actually see in the distance a couple of swans swimming towards us. That would be from here, and the swans certainly have chosen, I think, a good location to roost. And this will be another picture of the same church taken from the courtyard of the same museum. And this is a part of the facade of that church. As you can see, this building, obviously, it is not built at the same in the same era. These towers, I would say, were probably older than quite a bit older by a margin, by a large margin than the rest of the architecture. The styles are different. And here, this is the back of the hospital. So here, this part. All right, I think probably we've been covering for some time today. So let's stop here and pick up later. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great day.